Hi, welcome back to Mandy Loves Japan. Today I want to do a deep dive into garbage disposal in Japan. Each town in Japan has its own system, and while there are similarities, every town is just a little bit different. When we first arrived, we were given this book, and it describes all of the ins and outs of how to dispose of the various types of garbage that we have to deal with on a daily basis. We also have this super cool calendar that we hang on our fridge, and this is a cheat sheet for how to work out what to do on what days. So it took me a very long time to get my head around most of this information, and sometimes I still make mistakes, but we just do our best. So there are 7 different categories for our daily garbage. First of all, we have moeru gomi. Moeru gomi means burnable. So burnable garbage is vegetable scraps and little bits and pieces of just your normal garbage that you can burn. We have to put it in a special bag that we have to buy. These are bags that are specific to our town. Ours is Minamisoma, and it's a horse town, so we've got lovely little horses on there. We also have a gomi bango, which is a rubbish number. We have to write our rubbish number on this bag, so if we do something wrong, they know who we are, which is a little scary sometimes, but we're doing okay. So all of our moeru gomi goes into these bags, and we have to take it to the gomi cage, rubbish cage, on certain days. So we have to check our calendar and make sure that we have it on the correct days. For us, Tuesdays and Fridays usually. Then we have moenai gomi. Moenai gomi is not burnable garbage. Now this is a very specific list, and I still have to check in the book to make sure that I get this right. But there's not a lot of garbage that fits into this category, so we don't use a lot of these bags. Same deal though, it has to go to the gomi cage on the correct day with our gomi bango written on it. Now, the next category, we have pura. Pura is plastics. So these are soft plastics, clear plastic trays, that sort of thing. They go into a clear plastic bag, and once again, they go out on a specific day to our gomi cage. What's next? So many different categories. The next bit is paper and cardboard. So anything from just scrap bits of paper to the cardboard boxes that your groceries come in, or bigger packing boxes, anything like that. They need to be flattened down and they need to be tied up, and then you take them to a special location that usually is attached to a supermarket. In our town, we have the situation where we can use it to gain points. So when we return it to the recycling spot, we can scan our card, and however many kilograms of boxes we return gives us a number of points to use towards our shopping. Very handy. The next one is glass. So glass bottles and jars all are returned to the gomi cage as well on the certain day as per the calendar. So the next category is aluminium cans and tin cans. These are washed, dried, labels removed if possible, and they too go into a plastic bag, clear, and returned to the gomi cage on the correct day as per the calendar. Next is PET. So PET bottles are very common in Japan, lots of vending machines, so lots of people are drinking out of these sort of containers. So PET bottles need to be washed and dried, lids removed, and labels removed. Then we can take them to the recycling center, once again attached to the side of our supermarket, where we can scan our card and get points when we return them. There are 2 more specific categories that we actually have to return to the supermarket. The first one is white foam trays. So these type of trays that you receive your meat on, or sometimes you get them with obento or something pre-prepared food. You have to wash them and dry them, and then they're returned to a recycling bin outside the supermarket. We can't get points for these ones, but it's okay. We just kind of pop them in on our way into the supermarket. Then we have milk cartons. You don't buy milk in bottles here, it's all in cartons. And these cartons, once again, they need to be washed and dried, and then you cut them down the side, flatten them out, and return them to a recycling bin outside the supermarket. Finally, or at least I think this is the only category left, we have large garbage. So appliances or anything like that that's too big to go in the Gumi cage and doesn't fit into any other categories. You actually have to get that collected or take it to a recycling center. So we are lucky we haven't really had to deal with this yet. So when we do have to deal with it, I guess we'll figure out exactly how to manage this situation. But I have seen that in some cities, they have Sodai Gomi days where once a month or so, you have to put those items out on the street with a sign that says Sodai Gomi, which means large garbage, and they're collected by either recycling centers or garbage collectors. So as you can see, this is a lot more complex than what we experience in Australia. How about in your country? Is it more or less complex than that? And if you do live in another city in Japan, is your system more or less complex than ours? Tell me in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Ja ne!